We're having Code Talker continue his parasite research. He's clearly very grateful to you. I'm sure he'll return the favor somehow.
What happened? Boss!
Roger.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Quad. On station at LZ.
We're having Code Talker continue his parasite research. He's clearly very grateful to you. I'm sure he'll return the favor somehow.
Gaining altitude.
research materials have been stolen from Code Talker's mansion. The materials were packed into 2 containers and hidden in the jungle southwest of the mansion. You have to recover those containers. The pickup crew coming for those documents is none other than XOF. That's right. They're still active, even after Skullface's death. Now that he's no longer in charge, their original chain of command has been restored. Meaning if XOF gets those documents, Code Talker's research ends up in Cypher's hands. According to Code Talker, the research papers stored in that mansion account for over 50 years of study. The problem is the vocal cord parasites. If the papers documenting that research fall into Cypher's hands, they'll take another long, hard look at them. The ethnic cleansers we thought were history will become a reality. America, Zero, will have a weapon far more powerful than any nuke. Even worse, if this knowledge were to leak, the world, humanity, can't be entrusted with this kind of power. Recover the containers before the enemy extraction choppers arrive. Code Talker's research has been stolen. The research materials have been packed into 2 containers and hidden in the jungle southwest of the mansion. Enemy extraction choppers will be there any minute. You have to find and retrieve those containers before they arrive. That area is being guarded by zero-risk security, and their client is XOF. If the choppers make off with the containers, that research will end up in Cypher's hands. That cannot be allowed to happen. One other thing, boss. We need a cargo-capable Fulton extraction device to recover the containers. Use your iDroid to order its development and have it dropped in.
Be careful down there, boss.
Targets are 2 containers. Locate and extract them both. Guards, they must know where the containers are. If you can just squeeze it out of them. It's a heavy heavy machine gun. Packs far more power than any rifle. You can either use it yourself or destroy it. Either way, best keep in mind some way to deal with it. ZRS have been deployed throughout that jungle. Watch their formations carefully and find a way past them. I've updated the info on your iDroid. Take a look. The PF soldiers have no idea what's in those containers. Strictly a need-to-know basis.
Roger.
Probeer dit uitcheck. Op my bevel. Hit it.
Your targets are 2 containers. Locate and extract them both.
Ons weer dit uitcheck. Op my bevel.
Talk.
I've updated the info on your iDroid. Take a look. The PF soldiers have no idea what's in those containers. Strictly a need-to-know basis.
Moenie. Asseblief. Moenie te doen.
He's coming too. Roger that. Your targets are 2 containers. Locate and extract them both.
Alle eenheden, speciale waarschuwing. Verdedig uw positie. Uit.
Boss, looks like they're slipping. Watch yourself. ZRS have been deployed throughout that jungle. Watch their formations carefully and find a way past them.
Volg mij.
Spit it out. Where are your friends?
Our early warning radar still hasn't picked up the enemy choppers, but it's only a matter of time before they arrive.
Get down. Talk. Where are the others? Heads up.
Ik wil niet,
Talk.
trek niet.
Where are your friends?
There must be a security plan around somewhere showing where the containers are. Do you see any kind of command structure? Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Snake, are you okay? Snake!
Your targets are 2 containers. Locate and extract them both. Targets are 2 containers. Locate and extract them both.
You're pretty good.
Wat is de situatie? Alle eenheden, staan bij.
Kept you waiting, huh? Kept you waiting, huh? Kept you waiting, huh?
Ik wil niet prikken.
I've updated the info on your iDroid. Take a look. The PF soldiers have no idea what's in those containers. Strictly a need-to-know basis.
Ik wil niet prikken.
Speak. Where are your friends? Kept you waiting, huh? Kept you waiting, huh? Spit it out. Where are the others?
Zit er snel bij in. Geen teken van die vijand. Ons staakje zoekt nog. Hoor. Er is geen PF, begrijp. Wees paraat. Uit.
Alsjeblieft. Moet niet te doen.
Where are the others? Kept you waiting, huh?
What is
Waiting, huh? Talk. Where are the others? Kept you waiting, huh? Kept you waiting, huh? Kept you waiting, huh? Kept you waiting, huh?
You gotta extract him.
Ik wil niet prikken.
Talk.
Chip, dit is Delta 3.
Where
Je
are
moet
the
de
others?
weg om het uit te checken. Stuur instructie. Hoor. Er is geen PF, begrijp. Bescherm securiteit en wees wakker. Uit.
Moet niet. Alsjeblieft. Moet niet te doen.
Where are your friends?
Bespreek die omgeving. Uit.
Your targets are 2 containers. Locate and extract them both. subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
GPS Lucius. Tekens van vijandige activiteit. Geskerp sekuriteit. Oor. Daar is GPS begryp. Kyk eens vir enigietsverdag. Uit.
CRS have been deployed throughout that jungle. Watch their formations carefully and find a way past them.
CP, Delta 9. Tekens van vijandige activiteit. Geskerp sekuriteit. Daar is GPS begryp. Hou jou nog wel op. Uit.
Brace!
Our early warning radar still hasn't picked up the enemy choppers, but it's only a matter of time before they arrive.
Daar is GPS begryp. Mooi sekuriteit verslagting. Uit.
You gonna extract him? There must be a security plan around somewhere showing where the containers are. Do you see any kind of command structure? Visibility in the jungle isn't great. Watch out. You could run into the enemy at any time.
Please, feel the roots. The branches become one with the forest. The forest is aware of the enemy's noise. You must be too. Hands up. Don't move. Speak. Where are your friends? Ready, go. Money papier. Ready!
Alles gespannt, das geht nur. Mehrfache Anfall in Aktie. Alle Geräte. Aufrücken von hier weg.
Your targets are 2 containers. Locate and extract them both.
Fire at will.
GPS, Delta 9. Hoe zit het hem slapen hier? Voor! Beseer, begryp. Vind die vyandsniper en pas hom uit. Uit!
What's in those containers? Strictly a need-to-know basis.
Where are the others?
Sierpeerders, Delta 9. Visual op scherpskutter. Wat is je instructie? Oor. Beseer, begryp. Ontplooi die mortiere en verlam die vijandige teiken. Uit!
Hands up. Hands up.
Alsjeblieft. Moet niet te doen.
Where are your friends?
Alles kies vanuit, dus zit hier. Alle aanval in actie. Alle eenheden. Alle woorden voor het gevecht.
Your targets are 2 containers. Locate and extract them both.
Quiet. Cover me.
Sierpeerders, Delta 9. Wat is het nou? Slag me hier! Beseer, begryp. Vat defensieve posities en soek die vijanden. Uit!
I've updated the info on your iDroid. Take a look. The PF soldiers have no idea what's in those containers. Strictly a need-to-know basis.
Sierpeerders, Delta 9. Visual op scherpskutter. Wat is je instructie? Beseer, begryp. Ontplooi gedempte mortieren op je teiken. Uit!
Wil niet, trek niet.
Hands up. Don't move.
Alsjeblieft. Moet niet te doen.
Speak. Where are your friends?
Sierpeerders, Delta 9. Wat is de situatie? Alle eenheden, staan bij. Sierpeerders, Delta 9. Geen verdere vijandige beweging.
good. You're pretty good. You're pretty good. Spit it out. You're pretty good. Where are your friends? You're pretty good. You're pretty good.
Money. Alsjeblieft. Money
Pretty
doen.
good.
CP, dis Delta 4.
You're pretty good.
Vijandige skerpskutter verloor. Bly gereed. Oor. Dis CP, begryp. Wees paraat. Uit.
You're pretty good. You're pretty good. You're pretty good. You're pretty good. Kept you waiting. You're pretty good. You're pretty good. Kept you waiting. You're pretty good. Kept you waiting. You're pretty good.
Stay okay.
You're pretty good. You're pretty good. You're pretty good. You're pretty good.
Your targets are 2 containers. Locate and extract them both. Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. ZRS have been deployed throughout that jungle. Watch their formations carefully and find a way past them. There must be a security plan around somewhere showing where the containers are. Do you see any kind of command structure? Our early warning radar still hasn't picked up the enemy choppers. But it's only a matter of time before they arrive. Visibility in the jungle isn't great. Watch out. You could run into the enemy at any time.
Feel the roots, the branches. Become one with the forest. The forest is aware of the enemy's noise. You must be too.
CP, dis Zulu 6. Visual op skerpskutter. Wat is je instructie? Oor. Dis CP, begryp. Ontplooi die flotiere en verlam die vijandige teiken. Uit.
Place yourself. Ready?
good. Kept you waiting, huh? Pretty good.
Hey!
Kept you waiting, huh? You're pretty good.
Your targets are 2 containers. Locate and extract them both.
Begin cover fire.
Is he okay?
Fire!
Chef, dat is Delta 9. Hoe zit het daar slapen hier? Voor! De CP begrijpt. Pas defensieve posities en zoek die sniper. Uit! CP, dat is Delta 9. Visual op scoutscutter. Wat je instructie? Voor! De CP begrijpt. Ontplooi die kwartieren en verlam die vijandige teken. Uit!
Voneinander gekontakt!
Alles geht verder, dus zit hier. Ons is in volle contact met vijandige maag. Alle eenheden bereid voor de aanval.
Your targets are 2 containers. Locate and extract them both. Your targets are 2 containers. Locate and extract them both. ZRS have been deployed throughout that jungle. Watch their formations carefully and find a way past them. Boss, looks like they're stepping up security around the targets. Watch yourself. There must be a security plan around somewhere showing where the containers are. Do you see any kind of command structure?
Let gewoon!
Moet niet beweeg.
Ik wil niet, prik niet.
Hands up.
Alsjeblieft. Moet niet te doen.
Talk.
Our early warning radars. I've updated the info on your iDroid. Take a look. PF soldiers have no idea what's in those containers. Strictly a need-to-know basis.
Fire! On y peut venir. Hands up.
You got an intel file. Unfortunately, there's nothing new in it. Visibility in the jungle isn't great. Watch out. You could run into the enemy at any time.
Feel the roots. The branches become one with the forest. The forest is aware of the enemy's noise. You must be too.
Can you grab and interrogate any of them?
Where are your friends? Where are the others?
Target extraction confirmed. That leaves one target to go. Take care of the next one. Boss, our early warning radar just picked up the enemy choppers. We'll keep you informed of their ETA. Hurry up and extract the target.
You can't go firing on the XOF choppers. If we attack XOF now, it'll be a declaration of war against Cypher itself. That time will come, but it's not now.
Exfiltrate the area. Go ahead and call the chopper. You can also exfiltrate the mission area by land. Keep in mind that time doesn't stop while you use the iDroid. You can even move around while using it, but pay attention to your surroundings.
Hands up. Stick and squeak. Hands up. Stick and squeak. Where are your friends? Where are the others?
All right. Target extraction confirmed. We've avoided the worst possible outcome. Exfiltrate the area. Go ahead and call the chopper. You can also exfiltrate the mission area by land.
Hands up. Stick. Cover me.
Ik wil niet, prik niet.
Fire!
What is it?
Talk. Where are your friends?
Targets retrieved. You've completed your objective. Now get out of the hot zone.
Ik wil niet, Freek niet.
Where are your friends?
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. Boss, get down. The enemy sniper. Stay low and crawl along the ground. That should enable you to sneak past enemies.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Quad. Have arrived at LZ. Will stand by.
You call the chopper and exfiltrate, or leave the mission area by land. Exfiltrate out of the hot zone by chopper or on land. You've completed your objective. Now get out of the hot zone. Keep in mind that time doesn't stop while you use the iDroid. You can even move around while using it, but pay attention to your surroundings. Exfiltrate out of the hot zone by chopper or on land. If you ready your weapon while crawling, you can move horizontally left or right. If you do that holding the dash button, you'll move faster. complete. Great work. Boss, we got Code Talker's research materials back in one piece. The medical team has them under lock and key in the quarantine facility. The materials should help their research into the vocal cord parasites. Cypher won't be getting their hands on them now. Boss, about that AI pod you retrieved from Mgsv's research facility. Guess what we found inside? A corpse. Human. The pod maintained a low internal temperature the whole time, and very little outside air got in. That would have slowed down decomposition. Still, the remains were mostly skeletal. Estimated time of death is between 6 months and a year ago. We put the screws to Huey about it. Listen to the tape. Turns out it was the body of someone we knew very well.
Fine. Yes, Strangelove was doing AI research in that lab.
Why hide that until now?
Why? Okay, so what? I wasn't working alone. You've got to understand. You do understand, right? I didn't want to drag her into this. It's my load to bear, alone.
So you didn't create the AI intended to drive Sahelanthropus. It was Strangelove.
Skullface was never in favor of AI control. So naturally they argued. Strangelove, she got him angry and he killed her.
How? You didn't see it? So you found her inside that pod after the fact. And you just left her body to rot in there. Or perhaps you put her in there afterward.
I asked him not to take her away from me.
So she was killed by Skullface, but you asked nicely, and he put her body in the AI pod for you?
That's right.
Pathetic. You know, we have another idea. That you killed her.
Me? I couldn't kill her.
You killed her and locked her body in the pod.
I wouldn't. Don't treat me like one of you. I can't just kill anyone whenever I feel like it. I'm a normal human being.
Oh, I see. So you just shut her inside and waited for her to die.
I would never do that.
What, you mean she killed herself?
Yes. She climbed inside that pod and shut the door. It can't be opened from the outside. It was suicide. Suicide, I said. She killed herself. She got in when I wasn't looking and suffocated. She'd often try to do things like that. By the time I realized and opened the door, she wasn't breathing. I got scared and shut the pod again. I couldn't bring myself to open it back up. That's right. Me? Kill her? What is wrong with you?
I see. Just tell me one more thing.
Haven't you gotten enough today?
Okay, I see it's a painful memory. You don't have to answer, just listen to the question. You see, we examined her remains. She had a scar on her lower abdomen, a surgical scar. It had been stitched up and had fully healed, meaning it was long before her death. She had a child, didn't she? Your child. Where's the kid?
How should I know?
So there is a child.
I've never seen his face.
What do you take us for?
They took it all. Even my child. I didn't even know he'd been born. I lost everything.
How old would he be?
It's 4 years since then.
And you know it's a boy.
Strangelove said so.
And his name?
We called him Hal, even though I never saw his face.
It's raining.
We're having Code Talker continue his parasite research. He's clearly very grateful to you. I'm sure he'll return the favor somehow. from the ACC before a mission or from your iDroid. Think carefully about the mission's objectives before deciding who you better take along. If you develop specialized equipment for them, they'll be able to help you out in even more situations.
I hope you brought a better hamburger this time, Kazuhira.
Right. Well,
The last one was lacking in every way. The patty was too thin, the bun too dry, and the lettuce days-old at best.
hey, that was 100% all-beef patty, and no shortening in the bun either.
Nature's blessings, unadulterated, in hamburger form. Is that it? But when taste falls short, so does our gratitude to nature. Making such precious blessings unpalatable is sacrilege.
I hate to admit it, but I think you're right. I should have known better than to settle for second best. That's why I had him run some more R&D, develop a new burger. In fact, one of our researchers just dropped by with the latest results. Here it is. See how you like this?
We shall see indeed. I thank you for this bounty, Mother Earth.
So, what's the verdict?
Not bad.
And?
But it does not hold a candle to what I ate back home.
Everyone's a critic. Damn it. I was sure the Kobe beef, but maybe we didn't have enough. If we had any more, we're cutting into our profits.
Profits?
We'll be taking a loss on every unit.
What are you talking about?
Huh? Oh, anyway, I'll be back with another round of product.
I will be waiting. Did you say product?
Roger.
Ja,
Arriving shortly at LZ.
You disappoint me. Have you forgotten my face?
Leave me be.
On station at LZ.
You won't respond to anyone else, so I figured it must be me you wanted to see. But now you won't even look at me.
Have I not suffered enough?
Not until you've eased my suffering first. To tell you the truth, old man, I'm in a bit of a bind. It's about your children. You know what I mean? The parasites. The ones that infect a man's throat, killing him if he speaks their language.
They must not be allowed to multiply.
You are allowed to live only in order to help me. But you don't want to, do you? So why not choose death instead? Because you want to protect the Diné and their land from me. That's your purpose, isn't it? Don't lose sight of that now. It's in your interest to cooperate. Because if you don't...
Madness.
The parasites can't detect your people's tongue. So I'll just have to resort to more heavy-handed means. I have the greatest respect for your people. I would rather avoid such a thing, but we don't always get our way. I was born a tiny mote in a mighty tempest, and until those winds abate, all I can choose is how to act when they blow me this way or that. Tell me, code talker, What happens to a man infected with a pair of your parasites? Can they be removed? Can the full-blown symptoms be prevented?
It is impossible to remove the parasites alone. They have too close an affinity with humans.
Then how do you stop the symptoms from developing? All right. I was hoping for an answer now, but perhaps you just need a little more time. I'll be back soon. I've set up shop, not far from here. We'll be seeing a lot more of each other.
If you're close by, then it is almost complete.
We're in the final phases. All that's left is to see if I can actually disable a nuke, with the help of your metallic archaea. Once that's done, I won't have to return here again, and your suffering will end, as will your people's. We're almost finished, Code Talker. Each in our own way.
My only regret will be not finishing you.
There's nothing stopping you. I'm only alive because you want me that way.
Ridiculous.
As you wish. My regret is this misunderstanding between us. You and I, our goal is the same. We should be working together. A symbiosis.
You do not know my mind. I simply want the Diné bloodline to endure.
Really now? You're just another mote in the store. How you react to all the slings and arrows, that's what counts. That's why you call those squirming monsters your children.
What I have done is forbidden. Forgive me, all of you.
The world should be left the way it is. You of all men should know that. Forgive me, but my schedule has changed. The time for grace and good manners has now run out.
Please. Torture will not work on me. Surely you know this.
Oh, I have no intention of getting rough with you. You haven't been beaten. Your hands aren't even tied. Just like me, you live in symbiosis with countless parasites. What wounds I might inflict, they'll patch right up. You might feel considerable pain, but I've no doubt you can withstand it.
Then what do you plan on doing?
I have a soldier standing outside. Nothing special about him, except that he always obeys. I have given him one instruction. Whenever I ring this bell, he passes on a message for me. That message is simply, go.
What is this?
After that, though, it gets complicated. The message will arrive at a room. A little bigger than this one. Nothing special. Some of your people are in this room, surrounded by my men.
Enough of this.
They pick them at random. No regard for age, gender. In that, I suppose, they're different from you. Not as discriminating. They tied them up, one by one. Blindfolded them. We had to maintain order, you understand?
You bastard.
Go. When they hear that, my men will pick one of your people and infect them with a parasite. Your parasite.
It won't work on my people.
True. The vocal cord parasite doesn't respond to your language. But what about English?
An English strain. It exists.
A ring of this bell, and they infect one person. If that person abandons the Navajo language, the English strain will trigger symptoms.
You monster.
So, it's quite simple. Every time I ring the bell, another of your people is infected.
Don't do this.
I don't want to do this. I'd rather not have to ring the bell, which is why I'm hoping you will talk to me.
What do you want? What else could you possibly want?
You know the answer to that. How to prevent the symptoms caused by the parasite.
You cannot control it like some slave. Forget the idea.
Forget it? Unlikely.
I will never tell you. What have you done?
You made me do that.
You black-hearted...
Settle down.
Don't use it again.
Well, that is up to you. All you need to do is tell me what I want. How to prevent the vocal cord parasite's symptoms.
Why? Why do you need to know?
The adult soldiers at Amasa are all dead.
What?
The parasite traveled downstream.
How?
It would appear that he was involved. Another demon who woke up from 9 years of slumber. As a result, the vocal cord parasite spread through the village.
I told you this would happen.
It was an unfortunate accident. He is becoming an annoyance. He may stumble upon the truth sooner or later, but I suppose that is really of no consequence. One day, he too will pay for what he has done.
Black Anna. The real demon is you.
You know, this incident made me realize something. You are right. I should have acted with more humility. These creatures cannot be controlled. All the more reason I require a means to stop them.
There is no such way.
Oh, really?
Wait! Don't ring it again.
It is up to you. Out with it!
I see now. There must be more to it than that.
What?
They are in you. You use this land to breed more of my children. And not just here. No. In pursuit of your ethnic cleansers. You sifted through many language strains. Finding hosts. Breeding more and more. You would have been infected in the process. Infected with countless strains. Most likely your mother tongues as well. Romania, Northern Transylvania. You found that one too. Yes, the Hungarian strain. That responds to the CK's dialect.
Silence!
Black Anna. It is you who shall pay.
Is this your retaliation, old man?
Let my people go! and never bother them again. You heard me. What now? What? No! What are you doing?
I am not afraid. I probably have every language strain inside of me. Meaning all the world's languages are already lost to me. But that suits me fine. If need be, I myself can produce whatever strain is needed.
And that means nothing to you. If you are infected, you can never again speak your mother tongue. Otherwise you will die. As will every one of your countrymen.
A few words here and there won't trigger the symptoms. And besides, the time is not yet right to show this face in my homeland. Not until my revenge is complete. Now...
Stop!
We're out of time. I have to get going. Well...
No! Radiation. It's radiation.
Radiation? Of course. So it can be used.
But how much? I do not know.
Radiation denatures their reproductive cells, preventing them from mating.
Same principle as the sterilization technique. The reproductive cells are more sensitive to radiation than the rest of the body. But I have not tested it. There is no telling what mutation could result, or how the host may be affected. Not to mention what could happen if this is done post-infection.
I don't care. This plan goes into action now. As long as it works, the details can wait. You wouldn't be lying to me, of course, old man.
I can guarantee nothing.
I owe you my life. My body has been burned on countless occasions, but it survives, thanks to your children. That is why I trust you.
Then do not repeat my mistake.
What's that?
In the West, it is said that the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. In the East, it is said the man of flesh brings spiritual power to words. The people knew back then that these creatures carry the gospel. They do not belong in our hands. They must not be touched.
How enlightening. I'll remember that. Consider this my thanks.
What are you?
Catch.
No!
Well then, I'm afraid it really is goodbye this time, Code Talker.
There is no soldier.
Huh. Now where did he run off to? Guess he wasn't as obedient as I thought.
There never was any soldier.
So long.
You! How dare you!
Skullface has finally burned out. The world is rid of his existence at last.
Was he still alive?
You could say that. But you could also say he'd been dead for decades.
What's that supposed to mean?
Biologically speaking, it's hard to say how much was his life.
side effects from the treatment?
No. The primary effect. Keeping a dying host alive as long as possible. That is the whole point. But in the end, he grew too dependent on his children. As if he had any other way to keep on living. He first underwent parasite therapy before the Soviet Union became his home. His body was horribly burned. Fire washed across his thin young frame and stole his skin and his throat, even his lungs. Only through repeated therapies could the parasites keep him alive. Most of his life became something the parasites gave to him.
And then he lost the ability to die.
That is correct. The parasites live on past the host's death, still aiding cell composition. At that stage, there is no way to extract them from the host cells. There is no way of knowing when the last cell of Skullface's body would die. The only choice was to burn the whole thing. And his children, along with it. And I am one to talk. When my life is snuffed out, I expect you to treat my body the same way. And when I burn, I will truly be one with my children for the first time. You say there were 3 English vocal parasites.
According to Skullface, yeah.
Skullface had 2 of the English strain with him. You burned both of them.
There was an oil fire. I tossed him in.
So that just leaves 1. And you tell me Skullface said he used it.
He said it was very close to me.
Very close. One of your comrades. Or someone ordered to kill you. Or he could have been speaking metaphorically.
Metaphorically?
Close to your spirit. Close to your heart. Someone who either loves you or despises you.
The second one makes a long list.
Whichever it is, act with caution. Skullface implanted someone with the English language strain. Who it is irrelevant.
Why?
I tell you what Skullface really meant. Very close to you means you will be exposed. All the infected here have been given the Wolbachia. Even if the vocal cord parasites infect them now, they cannot reproduce. But if there's a different host among us, host to the English strain.
If that were the case, we'd see the symptoms.
What about the non-English speakers?
We have plenty of those, but the staff use English as a common language.
But if that someone has not spoken English yet, and begins to speak it now,
there'd be another outbreak.
The final mating pair of the English strain must be found immediately. Skullface is gone, but his threat still remains. On this base, do you see what the final mating pair is? With him dead, those parasites are the stain he wished to leave upon the world. His thirst for vengeance. In the flesh. Think. Does anyone here bear a grudge against you? Who would target you, specifically?
The ethnic cleansers that Code Talker mentioned, they weren't Skullface's true goal. All we have is circumstantial evidence, but here's my theory. It was Cypher who started developing the vocal cord parasites as bioweapons, parasitic weapons, and Africa was the testing ground for them. As Code Talker said, their purpose is the ethnic cleansing of only those who speak a particular language. So they could do a weapon of mass destruction to eradicate specific groups, races, ethnicities, or colonies by the language they speak. Or a kind of absolute language control. Or maybe a tool for those arrogant fools to build some misguided utopia. I can see plenty of uses for them. However, in practical terms, they wouldn't be as dangerous as you'd think. Counteracting the parasites is easy, after all. Cut them out of your throat to save your life, or just don't talk. That also prevents the infection from spreading. So if the international community were to find out about them, they'd no longer be the threat they were conceived to be. In which case, their targets would be limited to minority groups as a deterrent or a terrorist tool. It's hard to imagine Cypher developing something like that as a main weapon for their arsenal. That leads me to think we've only tugged on one little thread in Cypher's grand tapestry. An obscure corner of their work, possibly forgotten altogether. In any case, things changed. When Skullface was forced to relocate to Africa and he saw that thread dangling. All the time he continued that research, he was secretly following his own agenda. The ethnic liberator parasites. His English language strain. Skullface said there were only 3 samples of the English language strain parasite, and I think we can believe him. Bringing his ethnic liberator's plan to fruition depended on creating an English version of the vocal cord parasites at all costs. But an English strain would have been useless to Cypher. Worse, it could have destroyed everything they'd built. It was the one type they couldn't allow. That means Skullface was forced to develop his English strain out of sight of Cypher's network. Naturally, he couldn't use the greenhouse facility Cypher had set up and filled with guinea pigs. Skullface must have found some secret place to create his precious few English parasites, hiding all evidence like a man cheating on his wife. Somewhere, an entirely standalone environment. And when his plan entered its final phase, he must have made the place disappear. Some little room, could be anywhere, but now nowhere at all. We'll never know where he did it, but to elude Cypher's surveillance, it couldn't have been big. I believe Skullface was telling the truth. There were only ever 3 samples of the English language strain. Why activate Sahelanthropus in Afghanistan? This is how Skullface wanted things to play out. The Soviet Union secretly develops a new type of nuclear weapon and successfully deploys it in Afghanistan. Revealing the existence of Sahelanthropus results in a return to the glory days of the Cold War. The threat it poses reignites the nuclear arms race between the world's major powers. The demand for nuclear weapons increases around the globe. What if you then introduced a nuclear weapon anyone could get their hands on? Non-nuclear nations, militant groups of all shapes and sizes, they'd all jump at the chance. Sahelanthropus was a marketing tool to sell nukes all around the world. But I think it's safe to say that plan was stamped out before it got up and running. The world's intelligence agencies never did turn up anything conclusive on it. After all, Sahelanthropus vanished before word could spread. Everything that's happened is already a fading memory, never to join the pages of history. Except for Cypher. Cypher won't forget. They'll already be working on something, quietly beneath the surface. They'll use the pieces of data scraped together from this incident to build their own bipedal weapon. It'll take them a long time to complete it, but for now, the greed sector have found their new life's work. We'll have to be ready too.